set the second hand on his watch while he took the woman's pulse, steady and strong. Relief hit him, as did the fact that she was undeniably beautiful. Beautiful and hurt. He'd not only seen her head crack against the asphalt, he'd heard it. Just the memory of it made him sick. Why hadn't she been wearing a helmet? With one hand, he lifted each lid, noting the startling blue of her eyes, even as he professionally assessed her pupils. One big, one small. A concussion. A siren screamed in the distance. He placed a hand under her head to feel for a bump and felt a warm wetness. Pulling his hand away, he wiped the blood on his jeans. A brief thought that he should have waited until he had gloves flashed through his mind, but he dismissed it. The woman had saved Will's life. He would do whatever he had to do to save hers. Sounds rushed at him, and he realized people were gathering around them in a crush. "Hey, move back and let her breathe, will you?" Several people complied, but the concerned conversations buzzed around him like a swarm of bees. Startled, he watched his nephew reach out and touch the woman's hand, then slip his small fingers into her palm. Emotion gripped Dylan's throat and wonder exploded through him. But he didn't have time to think about what Will's reaching out to her meant. Dylan wanted to examine the wound on the back of her head, but didn't want to turn her neck. He ran his hands down her arms, his gaze once again drawn to Will's small hand in hers. Then back to business. Scrapes, bruises, a couple of gashes, but nothing broken. He repeated his inspection on her legs. Same story. His heart started to slow. No broken bones. He glanced at her white face. No doubt, along with the bad concussion, she'd have an even worse headache. Hopefully, that would be the extent of her injuries, except for a few bumps and bruises. The sirens continued to grow closer until the ambulance came into view. A man stood in the street directing traffic. 2 police cars pulled up, and one of the officers took over. The other approached, a frown on his face. Spying Dylan, recognition dawned. "What happened, Doc?" "Hey, Franco. She saved Will's life and got hit by a car for her trouble. The car kept going. Never put on the brakes, I don't think. Anybody get a plate?" "I don't know. I know I didn't. I'm going to start taking statements." Dylan acknowledged him with a nod and felt for her pulse one more time. The paramedics pushed their way through the crowd, and Dylan recognized Lisa Bell and her partner Sam Clark. Dylan told them, "We need a neck collar. She wasn't wearing a helmet, and she took a hard hit to the head. Her pulse is steady, and there are no broken bones that I could feel." The paramedics got to work on her. Soon she was ready for transport, and Dylan watched them load her to be transported to the hospital about 30 minutes away in Bryson City. Turning, he asked, "Who is she? Does anyone know?" "Her name's Paige Ashworth." Dylan eyed the man who'd spoken. Principal Tom Bridges. "Does she have any family that we can contact?" Tom frowned and gave a shrug. "I don't know. I'll see who she listed on her application as an emergency contact. Today was supposed to be her first day on the job. She's my new guidance counselor." The ambulance screamed off, and Dylan picked Will up to hold him and hopefully offer the child some comfort. "Okay." He studied his nephew. "I think Will is okay, but I'm going to have to take him to the hospital just to make sure. Maybe have a couple of x-rays. I'll check on Ms. Worth while I'm there." He pulled a card out of his wallet and handed it to the man. "I know you can get my number from Will's file, but this will be easier. Please call and let me know who her contact person is." Dylan swallowed. "I want to talk to him or her." Compassion lit the man's eyes. "Sure." Dylan headed back to his house for his car, feeling Will's slight weight in his arms, giving thanks for the life he held, a life that was almost cut short. He settled Will in his booster seat and wondered how he'd ever be able to pay Ms. Worth back for herself.